Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Notes and Goats podcast. I am Brandon.
And I'm Steve.
How's it going, bud?
Dude, I'm doing good. We had our last week of kids-friendly week, so this week I can actually swear a little bit, which is good because we're doing hip-hop today.
We are doing hip-hop today, Steve.
There is still words I can't say, but I can say a lot more than I
There's a
can say
lot
last
more.
week.
Your vocabulary has definitely expanded a little bit more this week.
For good or bad. I'm
We'll
not
find,
really sure
we'll find out. We'll get there. But Steve, let's jump right into it, man. This is our second of, I think, 4 that we're doing this year.
Second of 4, yes.
Second of 4 that we're doing this year.
We got 1, 2. We got 2 that are in the grunge area, rock grunge. 1 R&B, 1 hip-hop.
Absolutely.
So Alice in Chains to start us off. So
Steve, if people can't read or know who the artist is that we're talking about, what are we talking about today?
Man, we are going to bring out potentially one of the biggest hip-hop stars of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go with Jay-Z.
Yeah, we are.
Jigga. So this is not the first time we talked about Jay-Z.
Nope.
We talked about him with one of our guests from this month. Actually, he'll be back this month.
He will be.
David Steves.
Doing an interesting album.
Yeah, interesting concept here. We got another top 3, bottom 2 situation going on. But we talked about Linkin Park and Jay-Z's Collision Course album, their EP.
Yep. That
was 6 songs, 3 from Jay-Z, 3 from Linkin Park that they kind of collaborated on. Maybe the very best EP of all time.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely for our age group. 6 songs of just damn near perfection.
Yep.
But today we're doing a straight up Jay-Z song or Jay-Z album, which is kind of a greatest hits-esque, but not really because it came out early 2000s, so this isn't even all of his stuff. This is like when he was still rising.
Right.
But Jay-Z.
Beyonce.
Yes, it's pre-Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Corey Carter. You wouldn't know it. Sounds like a white dude. Just saying right now. That is the most white dude hip hop name.
Is it S-E-A-N though?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's S-H. It's not Sean like it should be spelled. It's Sean.
Yeah.
With a W. Corey Carter. It's such a white name.
That sounds like a.
I'm happy with Jay-Z because he's got no street cred.
I was gonna say that's basically 2 halves of very popular characters from Boy Meets World.
Yes, I mean,
yeah.
He works with him as Kyle, but I mean it's pretty close. It's like one step below Kyle.
Right.
It is. I'm just saying.
They call me off guard.
They call me Kyle Carter. It is. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
So he's an American rapper, producer, Beyonce's cheating husband, and entrepreneur.
Yeah,
it happened.
Yeah.
Active since 1986. Did not know he was that old, but he is that old.
Is he really?
Yes, he's in his 50s.
Oh my gosh.
He's regarded as one of the greatest rappers of all time and responsible for the emergence of Kanye, when he was still Kanye,
Mm-hmm.
Rihanna, J. Cole, and others. So he gave us 2 huge heavy hitters with Kanye and Rihanna.
Yep.
One is still a heavy hitter and one is just yay.
Yay!
He's born and raised in New York City, started Rockefeller Records in 1995, and released his debut album in 1996. Became the first hip-hop billionaire in 2019. Started a clothing line Rockaware in 1999. Founded a sports club/restaurant chain called the 4040 Club in 2003. Started Rock Nation Sports Entertainment Agency in 2008. Acquired the tech company Aspiro in 2015 and took control of the music streaming service Tidal. Still a thing, actually. He did actually launch his own cannabis line called Monogram in 2020.
Okay.
As of 2023, he has a net worth of $2.5 billion.
Wow.
Making him the wealthiest musical artist in the world.
Wow.
He has sold over 140 million albums. And I found this to be interesting. He briefly went to high school at the same time with Notorious B.I.G. and Busta Rhymes.
Oh.
All 3 at the same high school at one point.
Wow.
I mean, you got to think of all the artists that were in New York, that came out of New York, and how they intermingled.
Yeah.
The street, the scene with going back and forth, the battle scene in New York had to have been ridiculous.
Oh, I'm sure.
Your old buddy RZA was involved in that as well.
Yeah. Never gonna.
Hi, Zaga. So he's got 13 albums, 12 number ones.
Wow.
And not number 1 in the hip hop chart, number ones. 12 of them are number 1s.
Wow.
5 collaboration albums. 2 of them with Bob Kelly. Yep, he did 2 albums with Bobo. He did 1 with Kanye, and the EP with he did an EP with Linkin Park, and then 1 collaboration with Beyonce. He's got 3. I think 3 of those collaborations were number 1 as well. 2 live albums. This is one of them. 577 total award nominations with 266 wins.
Wow.
24 Grammy wins with 87 nominations. He's tied with Kanye for the most wins by hip hop artists right now.
Oh man.
So in the grand scheme of things, this dude is responsible for over 40, probably over 50 Grammy wins. You think of Kanye and Rihanna and everybody else that's gotten it, he kind of brought up.
Yeah.
Wow. Craziness. He mixed with Beyonce over like 30 Grammys, isn't she? She just set the record. So I mean, there's a lot of Grammys in the Carter household. They have a whole house just for albums.
Right.
Just for awards. He has a record for the most number 1 albums on Billboard by a solo artist at 14. So far, he's got that record. I'm guessing that either Gaga or Taylor are going to break it eventually.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, both of them will at some point. He was the first rapper to be inducted in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, the first living rapper to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then I have to get into a little bit of the dirty. In 1999, actually, this is pretty funny. In 1999, Jay did get in a bit of trouble when he suspected record producer Lance Riviera was behind a bootleg of the release of Volume 3 of the Blueprint Volume 3. Jay's friends created a commotion during a record release party for the rapper Q-Tip, and Jay allegedly, to put allegedly in quotes here, stabbed the producer in the stomach. He originally pled not guilty, but in January of 2000, he did plead guilty to third-degree assault and got 3 years probation, but maintained his innocence of the stabbing.
Wow.
We all know he stabbed that guy.
Oh, for sure.
The 90s are rough. Just saying right now.
Wow.
Everybody thinks Jay-Z is this family man with bad hair who cheated on Beyonce, but he actually is gangster. Just own it.
Full blown.
Yeah. But he ain't doing that shit now. He's worth $2.5 billion. He's got guys
people.
around him that'll do it for him. He can just talk to Kanye. He'll probably do it. So how many Spotify listeners do you think Jay-Z's pulling right now?
Oh man. I will say 48.2 million.
48.2. You're over. You're high,
Okay.
but not too bad. 36.4.
Okay. I was at least pushing the the
Yeah.
bigger number.
When I did this review about 2 weeks ago, and he already gained about 800,000 less than the review. Oh no, 600,000. He's 35.8 when I checked the last time. So, all right.
Dang.
Now Jay-Z Unplugged.
Mhm.
We got it's released December 18th, 2001. Recorded November 18th, 2001 at MTV Studios in New York City. I'm just gonna put that out there. This is recorded 2 months after the towers fell.
Mm-hmm.
It's 13 tracks, 58 minutes long. The album does feature Mary J. Blige and Pharrell Williams is on this as well. They do help with a couple of tracks. Jay was supported by The Roots as his backing band. He did it before Fallon.
Okay.
And it was certified gold, over 600,000 albums sold. It reached number 20 on the Billboard charts. All of the tracks were produced by Questlove from The Roots, except for People Talking, which is produced by Ski, a North Carolina rapper, hip hop producer. And that's the very last track on the album is there. But Questlove basically produced the whole thing, while also drumming in The Roots.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because he's right.
he's Questlove.
Right.
We got to do a Roots album one of these days, man.
Absolutely.
They've been around forever, and they don't get a lot of love, except people see them as Fallon's backing band. But holy shit, those guys talented.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no singles. This one they put a single out because obviously a lot of the tracks are already singles.
Right.
Let's go with you, right? I've been talking for a minute. So what is first? You've heard of Jay-Z, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Talked about Jay-Z before.
Absolutely.
Now you dabbled in a little bit of hip hop when you were at Shillings.
A little bit.
A little bit. Were you familiar with Jay-Z in 2001 when this came out?
I mean,
Did you watch MTV at all?
I did, not enough to care, but yes.
You were more in the pop scene of like NCTRL stuff.
Right. Yeah. But,
Like
but of
popular
course,
stuff.
like I would pay attention to it. And as I got older, into like 8th grade, 9th grade, whatever, when I was paying more attention to that. So, but this was a little bit too early yet for me to be fully like engulfed in the MTV world. So, except for like watching like Next or whatever other bullshit, like whatever.
I got you. So-
Also, I think that was the first swear for this entire episode so far.
I said shit earlier, but yeah, you're not
Oh,
wrong.
okay. All right.
No, we had. I don't think we've gotten too big into the big ones.
No,
yet.
we're good. We'll get there. I'm sure.
I'll let me weed myself into it. I come out of like 2 straight podcasts of not doing it, and then I have to like and I'm not doing it. It's pretty nice.
For sure. All right. So we're going with
So what's
favorites.
your favorite track, dude?
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I picked Big Pimpin'. So
Not a bad one.
this concert was unplugged. However, this track was really well done in that setting. You can definitely tell that it was pulled back and unplugged, but the energy that was originally going on to this track was still coming in this variation. So for me, Big Pimpin' was my favorite. So
Nice.
yeah, and at least I knew the song. Like I knew the song in my head too. Before I was like Big Pimpin', like I actually know that one. So I was like, well, anyway.
Yeah, you knew that. You knew to go for that, so it's nice. I like it.
Yeah. Roll out. Anyway, so
Yes.
for
You're
sure.
not wrong.
Right.
It's an
What
amazing track too.
yeah. What about you, buddy?
I picked one that I didn't know. I knew a lot of his stuff. I dabbled in more hip hop than you did going to the school I went to and the culture I kind of grew up with. Going into hip hop more, I liked all music, but this is junior year for me. Actually, this was senior year for me when this came out of high school. So I was getting into the stuff here more. But I picked Heart of the City. Ain't No Love.
Yep.
There's so many tracks on this album that can spark a favorite, but this one for me was different.
Mhm.
Jay drops his bars and handles his business exactly how you expect. But Jaguar Wright, the female soul singer that absolutely slays the chorus on this, is a whole other level. The track is elevated by The Roots, but she takes this track over at the end, and it's epic. It's so awesome that Jay actually recognizes this live and says that she is in her element and has her do the chorus again. He actually says to her, no, do that again.
Yeah.
And she just lets freaking loose.
Mhm.
And it gives you goosebumps because there's so much passion
Oh,
that's
for
there.
sure. For sure.
And I feel like this in New York City, 2 months after the towers fell, in this track, and it's just like, yep.
Mhm.
Like, not that I want anything bad to happen, but how the hell do we get back there?
Right.
Like as a culture, as a society, as a people. Like, is it gonna take something that catastrophic for us to get back to a point where we just like each other again?
Right.
Where like we can come together as a people
Mhm.
and say, cut the bullshit. We're just people.
Right.
When is that gonna happen? I honestly I really want to know. I don't think it ever will again, personally.
I don't think so either.
As you questioned me, the zennial as I am, I've grown up and lived through a lot of stupid presidents, a lot of dumb laws, a lot of really old white guys in Congress saying really dumb things constantly.
Yep.
But the divisiveness that we feel as a society right now, if you're not with me, you're against me. You can't disagree. And if you do, you're terrible.
Yep.
It needs to end.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how it happens, but I'm like, my heart hurts for the people in our nation. We're so connected that we're so separated. We have so much connecting us, but we have just as much, if not more, just pulling us apart because of the connections that we have. And it's sad, but I listened to this track probably a good 5 or 6 times because I want that level of passion to come back. And personally, I'm probably part of the problem. I'm always quick to debate and push a boundary and push a spectrum. I'm not going to tell somebody they're stupid over their views, or I'm not going to break somebody down because of how they feel or what they talk about. Is if you're not willing to have that conversation back and forth, so I'm going to give you shit.
Right.
Because I feel like we lost the ability to debate in our country. And I don't know how to get it back. So
right.
I was sad. That's what I do. So it's time for us to
I like
play our first game, correct?
It is time to play our first game.
It's a hip hop album, and I told you for the next couple hip hop albums, I do the Shatter's Poetry Slam because somebody just gets a little bit weirded out and they gotta say the word with black words.
Well, I just whatever. Anyway,
It makes me very uncomfortable. I love it.
Yeah, I got no comeback.
So I will say it is time for us to play your game, Brian. So what are we playing?
I don't know. We are playing the Unwing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Unplug your wang. Let's go.
Let's play Wayne. Let's play Wayne. Word association name game. Word association.
All right, Steve. So we are back. It's time for the word association name game. If you guys are new to the word association name game and the Notes and Quotes podcast, hello.
Hi.
I have taken 2 tracks from this album, and I am going to phrase associate / word associate. And Steve has to look at the track list from this album and figure out what actual track I am talking about based on my clue. So,
yep.
Steve, here's your first one. An immortal Spartan.
An immortal Spartan?
An immortal Spartan. Really? I teed this one up.
An immortal Spartan?
An
Izzo.
Yes, Izzo.
I'm like, yeah. I know it's a Michigan State reference. I knew it was a Michigan State reference.
Okay.
And I had no joke for it. I was trying to figure it out, but then I was like, wait a second, I wasn't looking up at the first track. I was hoping you weren't picking the last track is what I'm going for here.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, Steve, here's the next one. Day of Soft what did I put? Day of Soft Taps. That's what I put.
Day of Soft Taps?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a?
Nope.
Day of Soft Taps.
Day of Soft Taps.
Song Cry?
Nope.
I Just Want to Love You?
Nope. Give you one more. Day of Soft Taps.
Ain't No?
Nope. So, Day of Soft Taps is Hard Knock Life.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Of course it makes sense.
It's a hard knock life.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Steve, let's get into those least favorite tracks. Start us off. What do you got?
Girls, Girls, Girls.
Same.
Okay, let's spitball this together here.
Yep.
So I liked that track.
It's not bad.
It's my least, though, because of the repetitiveness of the chorus.
Okay.
I love girls, 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 girls. The verses themselves aren't bad. A little misogynistic. Floats the line of racism just a touch.
Mm-hmm.
Also looks back, but that does look back at things 22 years later. So you kind of get the little bit of the take back there for me.
Right.
I do like the female vocalist that backs up the track. But this one is normally a skip track for me anyway, when it Jay-Z regardless. I'm not a big fan of the track.
Sure.
What was your least on it?
I just think that its placement on the album just wasn't there. I think just looking at where it is, it's the 3rd technical track on this Unplugged album. Of all the tracks of this show, I just felt like this song, especially coming after Takeover, took a drastic turn for the slow and monotonous really quickly. It would have been nice to have the show be more of an up and down flow, but they went from, instead of 0 to 60, they went from 60 to 0 real quick, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And then coming out of that, you go into Jigga What, Jigga Who, and then Big Pimpin'. It just then shadows Girls, Girls, Girls.
And then Heart of the City, and then it goes back up with Can I Get a Hard Knock Life and Ain't No.
Right. It's
So
just
yeah, I feel you. It's a weird
weird.
dichotomy how it's mixed in there. I think maybe if it would have gone after Hard Knock Life
Yeah. Bring it
and
back
rode
just a little
that,
bit. Yeah.
because you could run Takeover and Jigga What, Jigga Who. You could run that because that's gonna kind of build a little bit. Jigga What,
Right.
Jigga Who builds a little bit more.
It does for
Or
sure.
Girls just kind of goes like, who?
Right. Yep.
Again, the track's not bad. It's just it's it's the Me Too movement 22 years later.
Yeah.
Just
for
saying.
sure. For
So
sure.
it is time for us to play our second game, Brandon.
It is, Steve. And what are we
And
playing?
we are going to play Can't Knock the Hustle Chat. There's Poetry Slam. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen,
This is the Shatner's Poetry Slam.
All right, guys, if you're not familiar with the Shatner's Poetry Slam, what's going to happen here is I'm going to read off 2 songs here, and I'm going to read them off in a very mono way, just kind of doing my thing with just kind of how these songs go. I'm not going to do any sort of inflection. I'm not going to rap them. I'm not going to sing them in any way. I'm seriously just going to give what I believe the best, kind of my best go at it. Now, I did pick 2, and I've got them both pulled up now. I just had to get there. All right. I have to figure out how I want to start this one. Yep,
Go for
I can
it.
do there.
Okay.
I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. It ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go. Now, I just want to love you, but be who I am. And with all this cash, you'll forget your man.
Is it I Just Want to Love You?
It is.
Nice.
All right.
You
I
said
was like, he's,
you said the track title. I was like, would it
Yeah.
really be that obvious? I was like,
yeah,
okay.
it would be. That's the Pharrell one, so I had to go with that one
Yeah.
first. All right. I'm going to start off on the verse in this one because I can't do the chorus because you'll get it quick.
Okay.
All righty here. You know I thug 'em, fuck 'em, love 'em, and leave 'em, because I don't fucking need 'em. Take 'em out the hood, keep 'em looking good, but I don't fucking feed 'em. First time they fussing, I'm breezing, talking about what's the reason. I'm a pimp in every sense of the word, bitch. Better trust and believe 'em. In the cut where I keep 'em, till I need a nut, till I need to beat the guts. Then it's beep beep, and I'm picking 'em up.
Can't Knock the Hustle.
Nope. Let 'em play with the dick in the trunk. Many chicks just want to put Jigga fist in cuffs, divorce him, and split his bucks.
Can I get a?
Mm-mm. Just because you got good head, I'ma break bread. So you can be living it up. Shit, I got parts with nothing. Y'all be frontin'.
Is that Jigga That?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope, it's not that one.
I thought you would have gone that one. And Brandon, don't go that one for the word
Nope.
association.
No. I'm not picking that one. I got to finish this thing here. I think you might get it. Me give my heart to a woman? Not for nothing. Never happen. I'll be forever macking. Heart cold as assassins, and I got no passion. I got no patience, and I hate waiting. So ho, get your ass in and let's ride. Really?
Well,
We doing Song title: Spin Cheese.
Oh, Big Pimpin'.
Yep. And I read like half
my
that song.
gosh.
I'd have got it with the first fucking line that I read.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was actually pretty happy with going through the whole thing, and there's not a word I can't say in here.
I know you did really well. Nice job.
Actually, no, there is. It gets way down at the very end.
right.
One of the last verses. I
Yeah.
can't. Okay, there we go. But I was good all the way up to that chorus part.
Good job.
Look at that.
There you go.
I mean, yay. So that has been Shatner's Poetry Slam. I wanted to go
Yes.
very Shakespearean on that last one. I just couldn't pull it. I couldn't do it straight faced.
Yeah.
But
It's all
so
good.
we got Big Pimpin' and I Just Want to Love You. So I'm gonna start off with my favorite or my deep cut.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because I picked I Just Want to Love You. Because
Okay.
I am a sucker for a Neptune's track. Kids. Sorry, we were talking to kids last week, but kids, if you're listening, why? But hello.
Hello.
The Neptunes are a production duo of Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo, and they are awesome. NERD, No One Ever Really Dies, is an underrated hip-hop group. Hip-hop, pop rock, rap, punk group. I love the fun that this track gives off in Jay's break about 4 minutes in to let Questlove intro the Roots while he takes a quick break. It's great.
Yeah.
And I love they kept that in the recording.
Oh, for sure.
I'm glad that they left that in, and it's one of my favorite Jay-Z tracks, but the live recording just makes it even better because he's just like, I need a break. Quest, you got this. I'll be right back.
Right.
Like he just takes off to the side stage and just goes get a drink and comes back. But I love that. So I Just Want to Love You was my deep cut track.
I love it.
Makes me laugh every single time. So Brandon, what was your deep cut?
I picked Hard Knock Life as my deep cut.
Did you?
I don't think I've heard this version of the song before, like this version of it. But I'm totally here for it. I'm looking at my notes. I put, instead of here HERE, I was totally HEAR.
Force out.
That's funny for sure. I love that he took the main theme of this song and then added his own verses. In the scope of the MTV Unplugged concert, it was only about a minute snip among a 3-minute collage medley of tracks. And this was sandwiched kind of right in the middle. Really fun track to listen to for sure. So that one for me, Hard Knock Life, was my deep cut. So Steve, let's get into our final thoughts. I will start us off.
Okay.
This is our second Unplugged album this year that we've done.
Yep.
And much better than the Alice in Chains we did earlier this year.
I agree.
Jay-Z knows how to manage a room and really had this crowd in the palm of his hand the whole time. A really fun listen where I was able to where he was able to pull out his classics at that time and just go for it in a very different setting that wouldn't normally happen for a rapper. I really liked this one a lot and will definitely listen to more of the original stuff from Jay-Z. I think I'm just going to start listening to more Jay-Z. So I haven't honestly listened to too much of him from over the years, but this kind of really helps, I think, open that door, I think. So for me, I'm actually going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. So for me, Jay-Z is a musical icon. I can't debate that. He's been the conversation of best of all time. He's been a driving force of hip hop for nearly the better part of 30 years. And he's been around for 40, you know?
Right. Oh, for sure.
But the better part of 30 years, he's been a driving force to kind of come up that east side when the east side, west side feud was kind of going on. At the same time, he was also feuding with B.I.G., with Notorious B.I.G. and Diddy time as well. They weren't fans of each other at all. So there's a whole lot of backstory when you go into like the hip hop wars of the 90s.
Yeah.
To hear of the West Coast, a lot of the West Coast being kind of grouped together and being together.
Yeah.
And the East Coast were different, a whole different style, but they also were doing a lot of infighting with each other. Then you got the boys down south who just couldn't give a shit.
Right, for sure.
But the real star of this album for me is the Roots.
Okay.
The group who currently backs up whatever Fallon is doing. They're whatever Jimmy wants to put them on any TV show, they're there. He does the Tonight Show and the what's the name of that tune song show he's
that's
right now?
that's my jam.
That's my jam. That one. Yep, he does that right now. It's full of amazing musicians, and they need to be recognized for what they are. They are amazing. They're amazing on their own, but just what they're able to do night in, night out on TV. But even in this album, they made this album work to recreate hip hop beats without using traditional hip hop methods of a board and like just creating the electronic sound, and doing it with normal traditional instruments is incredibly hard. And they are probably the best at doing it, per se.
Yeah.
I love that MTV included hip hop artists in the Unplugged series. There's a couple of them actually, because they're just as talented as other musicians, and their songwriting is sometimes better because they have to get in so much more because their songs are so much faster. So they have to be right on the top. And a lot of these artists grew up, especially like Jay-Z, in the battle scene where it's on the top of your head constantly, always putting things together. And the amount of lyrical concept that comes out of these people's like mouths, it's astounding how it works. It would be fun to see if Jay can still bring this kind of energy to the stage now, or if he's just a businessman and a dad now, and like hopefully not cheating on Beyonce anymore, but he still does.
Right.
He's gonna die. But for that alone, like I liked Jay-Z in the early 2000s. I really dig his stuff. Getting more into his albums as they came out. Volume 3, Blueprint Volume 3 is amazing. It's a good album. Yeah. That's one of the ones I would say check out. Volume 2 is with like Hard Knock Life and things are on, but Volume 3 is even better. He peaked in the early 2000s musically, and then rode that wave, kind of like Dr. Dre peaked musically in like the 90s. And then rode the producer wave throughout, and then had some things dabble in here and there. Yeah, but became that businessman. And I really wonder if old man Jay-Z can still get on stage and do this.
Maybe.
So, and I just wonder if he can do it still. You've got rappers out there that can still do it, that are in their 50s, that are still going after it.
Right.
And I'm just wondering if he can. I don't, from what I see, I have doubts.
Right.
But for the album itself, I do agree with you. He can command a room much better than Alice in Chains did. I felt like the editing of his talking with the crowd could have been cut back a little bit.
Sure.
And it was just nitpicky stuff for me. So I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah,
not bad. But I mean, it was enjoyable all the way through.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that being said, that's a 14 out of 20. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. So, guys, that was Jay-Z's MTV Unplugged album concert thing, all of it. So, yeah, absolutely. So, if you haven't found us already, guys, Steve is going to tell you where you can find us.
Yes, you can find us pretty much everywhere. We're very huge now. Not really, but we want to be.
We're huge.
We're huge. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, and we're on Twitter. We just don't post on there very much, Brandon, because why?
Well, it's hard to say to screw Elon Musk because he's not even the CEO anymore.
He still is briefly.
Okay, briefly. Well,
like 60 more days.
There you go. Elon Musk.
Hopefully the new CEO is better and makes some changes and we come back.
Right.
And ratchet up because TikTok's probably going away. We got bigger things to handle. Let's pass a budget first. Right. That's actually coming up. Hopefully happened before today. God, I hope that happened already. Please tell me I'm wrong.
Otherwise, we're real screwed.
Yeah, my job's probably still good, but
yeah.
But that being said, you can find us on all major podcasting platforms, which we may be doing for a real-time job now for a while. Support us, help us. How you don't get to buy anything, just click. There's a subscribe button on YouTube. We're not sure where it is, somewhere around here in this general vicinity. Yeah, click it. Click subscribe. Help us out. I'm gonna start leading off videos with that because you fuckers don't listen to these whole things all the way straight through.
Right.
I've learned that. So I'm going to start leading off with click the subscribe button. That's why they do it on YouTube. I figured that out now. Look at me. Before you hate me. Yes, I'm talking about you. So it's okay. Anywhere you can find us on all of those platforms, everything else, leave a comment, drop a subscription, like, rating, whatever they do. Give us some kudos. And then the last thing you can do for us, guys, before you leave, because this guy's crazy and won't stop yelling at you, share us with a friend. Share us with one friend and say, hey, I liked this podcast. I liked this artist that they did. Maybe it's not today's. Maybe it was Bluey. Cool. Share Bluey. I like Bluey.
Yeah.
Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was Luke Bryan, and you really, really, really liked my least favorite Luke Bryan. Note to self, if you haven't seen that yet, go back and check out that episode. It's good.
Yeah.
Just the least favorite person of mine. You'll enjoy it. Maybe. Or you'll hate me more.
Go.
But subscribe first.
Either way.
And then do that.
Yeah.
That being said, we are trying to grow. We are growing slowly but surely everywhere right now. We're hitting big numbers a lot of places, and that's only because of you and the fans that we have, and we're trying to do this thing bigger and better every single week we put it out, and that's just going to mean we need more help. So that's how you can help us, and it's free. We like free.
It is free.
Brandon, do you got anything else for the kids?
Nope.
What is today's date?
I don't know, Steve. Is it June?
I'm checking right now. It's June.
It is.
It's not. It's May 31st.
It is May. It is the last day of May. Holy
Please
smokes,
God, let's
Steve.
pass the budget by now. Technically they got a couple more days, but it's not. It's getting dicey.
Yeah.
Last thing, on June 9th, coming up in just about a week, ish.
Yes.
We are going to be hosting a day-long festival in Wayland, Michigan called Wayland Summerfest. There's going to be music, kids' games, activities, all kinds of fun things for kids to do and parents to do. There's going to be a craft show. There's a firefighters water hose tug of war thing. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, I watched it last year, so the time. Get a little wet. It's kind of cool. You can stuff aside though and watch them just shoot this metal ball back and forth with the fire hoses. You wouldn't think it'd be fun to watch, but it actually is.
Yeah.
There's going to be all kinds of fun things going on. Circus performers, fire eaters, jugglers, you name it. It's going to be a party from 7 o'clock in the morning, starting off with a pancake breakfast, till 10 o'clock at night with the last band playing. Bars are going to have stuff. And I will tell you guys, one of the coolest things about downtown Wayland is there's a lot of bars and restaurants. We're getting better at those. But you can drink in a 4-block radius all around the city outside. You can walk around downtown, go to the shops, and have a drink in your hand, and you won't get in trouble. Right. So if you want to partake and have a couple of beverages, you can do that in Wayland. June 10th is Summerfest, the day festival that Brandon and I will be a part of. But on the 9th, they do have a concert in the park, in the Wayland City Park. And on the 10th, they're going to do a church service on New Life Church is doing a church service on Sunday, June 10th or June 11th. That'll be there. So the whole weekend, they're doing events, crazy stuff for Wayland Summerfest. Keep on the podcast, keep on our Facebook and Instagram pages, because we're going to be doing more stuff with Wayland throughout the course of the summer into the fall. We've got an event booked with them at least once a month for the next couple of months, guys.
Yep.
We're getting out. We're doing more local in-person things. It's almost like we're back to normal.
But we're not normal.
Notes, my goats. Notes, my goats. Notes, my goats. Welcome back, everybody.